The Pokemon Nuzlocke, probably the most popular challenge on the internet, and yet here I am, never having done one despite playing these games all of my life. Today we're going to be testing how truly stupid I am going into Pokemon Shining Pearl and seeing if I can beat the game with this restrictive rule set. Also, I'm going in completely blind. Yeah, it's going to be one of those runs. For those who need an explanation on what the rules are, in this playthrough, you can only catch the first Pokemon in an area, you have to nickname everyone you catch, and if a Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and can no longer be used again. In addition to these core rules, I'm adding a few of my own that you can see right here. With this rule set, I could potentially lose a Pokemon game. Crazy, right? And so, without further ado, let's take our first trip into the Sinnoh region and see what happens, I guess. Stop watching TV, time to get a Pokemon. Fine. Being dragged out of my own home wasn't something that was expected, but after leading the way to Lake Verity, we find a weird old dude and a girl finishing up a conversation and promptly leaving. Oh no, they left their briefcase behind. Since I'm not a criminal, I'll be returning this to their rightful owner. Oh hell yeah, give me those mons! Why are you like this? I find a Piplup in a briefcase, and something about this little twit here just got to me. And pretty much immediately we are thrust into a battle against a couple of Starly, which are easily disposed of. After the world's most underwhelming animal attack, we soon feel the remorse of beating up two defenseless Pokemon and turn ourselves in. Returning to Rowan's lab, we're not given warrants for our immediate arrest, but instead a pat on the back, a Pokedex, and the opportunity to name my brand new assault penguin. Bong water. Well, alrighty then. Leaving home after telling my mom I'm going on a Pokemon journey, I'm able to get 3 encounters in Lake Verity, Route 201, and 202. In my pursuit, I nabbed Jet the Starly, Missy the Shinx, and Godslayer the Bidoof. After a short walk, I find myself in Jubilife City with no real troubles. I catch Toppington the Bidoo up in Route 204, and I catch a real magic stone in the cave above it. So far so good, got a pretty nice team here, and now I had a perfect place to test that with the rival fight on my way to Orenburg City. Yeah. Inside the city, we are tasked to find and subsequently fight Rourke, the Rock-type gym leader. We find him inside the Orenburg mines and catch our new best friend Wagugus the Zubat in the process. After wrecking house with Bong Water, drowning both his Geodude and Onix, I'd think that Cranidos wouldn't be that much of an issue. This is an issue. This Cranidos initially woke me to a shock that really wouldn't set in until later. This isn't just a one-to-one Diamond and Pearl remake. This is a remake with updated movesets, abilities, items, and stats. Meaning in this case, instead of Cranidos having this moveset, it now has this moveset. This is super important, and I'll touch more on this later, but in this scenario, this means that when I needed to switch out Bong Water after being leered at one too many times, in a moment of desperation, I sent out a real magic stone, and it was gobsmacked to find that it now boasted Bulldog, which turned a real magic stone into a real magic pebble. Pathetic. Bong water, water gun. 1 badge down and 1 weak link out of my mind. Awesome. It wasn't a long walk to Floraroma where I immediately disregard what I need to do and instead seek out Beaker the Shellos at Valley Windworks. While I'm here, I run into Team Galactic guarding a building and have to find a key. 5 minutes later, I return with the key, some honey, 2 big birds, and a beaver. Inside the Valley Windworks building is where Team Galactic admin Mars resides. Ruh-roh! Her Zubat and Perugly are notoriously tricky for early game material, and just my luck, Zubat started with a U-turn. I was facing her stupid pompous Garfield reject immediately. My attacks weren't doing much as is, so my best bet was to use Charm in rapid succession, healing up when needed and chipping away its health until it just died. After a tedious back and forth, Bong Water got the job done, and afterwards I sent out Missy to fry her Zubat. Mission accomplished. Next up was Eterna City, where I immediately disregard what I need to do and instead find a Ponyta in the next route. He named Clip Clop. Charging into the next gym, I was pretty stacked overall. Having Wagugus, Clip-Clop, and Jet means that there were no casualties and a pretty easy gym process. Because I can now use the move Cut outside of battle, I make my way to the Eterna building that Team Galactic is occupying. After a few grunt battles, we turned a corner to find Jupiter, another Galactic admin. Her Zubat wasn't an issue, with Missy making short work of it. Now Stuntank, however, is another beast. For one, poison gas is an unforeseen issue as I really didn't have any antidotes. So with with all my Pokemon on low health, I needed to make a play that allowed for a clean switch to heal up another Pokemon. But where we were at, the only option I could think of was a sacrifice. And so I send out Wagugus to heal up Bongwater, and I think you know what happens next. Bongwater finishes the job, but Wagugus' absence is felt nonetheless. Hi Cynthia. On to the next route, I find a Bronzor in Wayward Cave named Frisbee. He is my best friend. Moving on. Inside Mount Coronet, we meet this crazy man talking about gods and creation and history and nonsense. Shut up, old man! It's time for me to find a hippie! Hippie! Hi. Everything was pretty smooth sailing on the way to Veilstone City, but the fact I have to bring it up means that something important happened. Case in point, Missy dying to a rain-boosted, stab-boosted waterfall from a punk-ass Gyarados. Not gonna lie, that one stung. Luckily to cleanse our palates, when looking for a Pokemon in the Ruin Maniac tunnel, I was ambushed by Moto the Hippopotas. I think he likes me. On a less cool note, while training for Maylene's fighting type gym, I came in contact with a cheeky Sudowoodo who, guess what? That's right, he crit Toppington with a Stone Edge and died. And before you smarmy people in the comments start piling on my decision, I was certain that Toppington could either A, take a hit from a rock type move as it's half effective, or B, outspeed it. So I have no idea how it killed him. Whatever, shouldn't be an issue later. Maylene was tough though. Her Meditite and Machoke weren't an issue for Jet, but Lucario was the main threat. Having Bulk Up and Drain Punch is scary, considering that half the team couldn't take more than one hit from it. Luckily, with the power of friendship, in addition to a few charms from Bongwater, Lucario goes down, winning the fight. Crasher Wake on the other hand was a complete pushover. Despite losing my 2 answers to his water types, he just doesn't have anything to counter the leads of my team, Frisbee, Jet, and Bongwater. Well, that was swell. I had a great time. Hopefully nothing bad happens to anyone anytime soon. That's not my problem. Deliver this to Grandmama. This is my problem. We emerge from the previous route filled with fog to find her grandma in Celestic Town, whose famous ruins are guarded by Galactic Grunt number 88. We find nothing of value inside, but when we peep our heads out of the cave, we encounter Cyrus. Same spiel, still boring. Shut up, old man, it's time to do math! Read a book. Ugh! Fantina was a pretty easy win, nabbing me the Relic Badge. At this stage in the game, all I'm doing is leveling up and evolving Pokemon. I make it to Canalave, take a boat to Iron Island, and grind up the rest of the team who are unevolved, which really just comes down to these goobers. Luckily, I was on par with all the Pokemon in the cave, so it was just a matter of grinding out some Graveler until Moto evolves into a Hippowdon. In any case, Byron's Steel types were no match for Bongwater and Moto, scoring the Mind Badge. Well, that was swell. I had a great time. Hopefully nothing else happens to anyone anytime soon. God damn it! Fuck it, I'm gonna read a book. Turns out Galactic detonated bombs at Lake Valor, and the 3 of us are now forced to go check it out. At the lake, we find Galactic admin Saturn and its Toxicroak, and we also had to head back to Lake Verity, find Mars, and our next destination is Lake Acuity. Gumbo was tasked to guard that area, but unfortunately some scientists are blocking the way, so we can only progress to Snowpoint. Snowpoint City houses the Ice-type gym leader Candace, so with a newly buffed up set of mons, this should be so easy that I'm just gonna skip. Oh my fucking god. That was the last straw. Now you have pissed me off. You don't just kill Bongwater like that. You're not even an ice type. I might have won the battle against Candace, but she absolutely won the war. With nothing but absolute dread flooding my being, we press on, catching Jobama the Snover and going on to trash Jupiter at Lake Acuity. Up. No. I'm going to Galactic HQ. Crashing into Galactic HQ, I find Cyrus in the basement, finds that he made a rockin' chain, and forced a battle upon us. Okay. Cyrus wasn't really that big of a threat, just combined with the recent culling of Bongwater and the fact that Jobama was such a last-minute addition to the team who could never fill the hole that Empoleon once occupied, it was inevitable that the Snover would just perish in such a way. Yoinking his Master Ball away from Cyrus, I find that Saturn is in the basement alongside the Lake Trio. Hey, look over there, it's God! Where? With the Lake Guardians free, we make our way to Spear Pillar and find Cyrus guarded by Jupiter and Mars. As I'm about to plow through them single-handedly, Gumbo catches up seemingly out of nowhere, and we fight them together. And I alone make short work of them alongside half of Gumbo's team. Seriously, why do you still have a Munchlax, Buizel, and Ponyta despite being at such high levels? Hey, remind me again who killed Bongwater? Cyrus summons Palkia, the Pokemon that controls space, and is under Cyrus's control because of his aforementioned dope-ass chain. After that's broken by the Lake Guardians, we are forced to fight a much tougher Cyrus who has a much crazier team, and yeah, that was really easy. Clip Clop, Jet, and Frisbee just crushed them. With Cyrus out of the way, staring at the water dragon dead in the eyes, a strange sense of familiarity arose, almost like I'm looking at an old friend. Why, hello there. I'm glad you're back, Bongwater. With Galactic thwarted and the party re-energized, we find ourselves at Sunyshore City, the site of the final gym in our journey. We find Volkner, bring him back to his gym, and proceed to kick his shit in, easily thanks to Moto and Hippie. Awesome, we got the final gym badge, time to head to the Pokemon League. In Victory Road, I grinded up the party to around level 60 to put us on par with the Elite Four. Also, funnily enough, I find a full odds random shiny Golbat just out of the blue. Okay, who's it gonna be? Oh my god! Probably the best encounter I could have gotten on Victory Road, and Gawoogus the shiny Golbat was sent to the box. That must be a good luck charm. But hey, would you look at that? Here we are, we're at the Pokemon League. It shouldn't be that bad. Let's just mosey on in. Hold it! You and I have some unfinished business, Buster Brown. Alright. Wait. Pause. I have a really important question. Who's the 7th gym leader? Candace? Candace D- Hey, remember when I was talking about that revelation that wouldn't set in until later, with the updated moves, abilities, items, etc.? Hi, welcome back to that discussion. So as it turns out, this is where the bulk of the game's difficulty is. Not only do normally pushover mons like Bertha's Quagsire have nonsense like Recover and Leftovers, Aaron's Heracross having Guts and a Flame Orb, and Flint's Steelix having Sheer Force, a Life Orb, and Ice Fang. I kid you not, this shit is nuts compared to not just the gym leaders, Team Galactic, and Gumbo, but evidently the Elite Four in the original games. These Pokemon are trained by the devil himself to kill all of my hopes and dreams, and probably me too. Regardless, with a heavy heart, I push onwards. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Elite Four, Buzz. Aaron himself was a cakewalk. Jet took out Dustox, Beautifly, and Heracross, with Bongwater 2 cleaning up Vespiquen and Moto finishing off his Drapion. So far, so good. See, kids, this is why you shouldn't say so far so good in a Nuzlocke. Bertha is stupid. She might use ground types, but she doesn't even abide by that, just like the rest of the gym leaders in this game. Why is this game? Why? Quagsire, as I said, was stupid. Recover, Leftovers, Toxic, and Earthquake are nuts. Chipping it down was my only option as I had no grass moves at the time, and after a while Jet just took it down. And luckily, no other ground types weren't much of an issue outside of that. Golem, Whiscash, and Hippowdon were decimated under Hippie's Drain Punch Barrage, so I'm very happy about that. But that left Bertha's Sudowoodo, the only non-ground type Pokemon in Bertha's arsenal. Seeing as Bongwater 2's defense was crazy, the logical decision was to send him out. I didn't want to use him until Flint, but seeing as the fight's basically over, what's the harm, eh? Sand looks so grainy.
Oh, you would hope.
No, like film grainy.
Oh.
Yeah, it used Head Smash.
I'm like, of course it's grainy.
Oh no! Bongwater's dead. Whoop, would you look at that? A death in the Elite Four, right before the fire guy, the water dragon, just had to die. God damn it. In any case, Flint time. Jet was the play I had, setting up double teams and using Fly to stall out moves from Pokemon like Rapidash, Steelix, and Drifblim. So I did that with Rapidash, got real far with the Drifblim, but Steelix was another beast. After a close combat, I got careless in forgetting that it lowered your defenses. Steelix hissed like a truck, and even after 4 double teams, Lady Luck just wasn't in our favor. One Iron Tail, and Jet falls. Struck by grief, the heat-proof Frisbee avenged his fallen brethren, finishing off Flint. Lucian was up next, and having psychic types made him a real big pain in the ass to begin with. Luckily, a majority of his Pokemon died by Hippie's hand, but when it came to his ace, Bronzong, things went slightly differently. Well, that's ironic. At this point, Frisbee has had enough of this nonsense, smacking Bronzong's shit in, winning us the fight. I can't believe it. We're here at the champion. Our mighty army reduced to Moto, Clip Clop, and Frisbee, the survivors. Cynthia's waiting, bucko. Time to finish our journey. Only one thing standing in our way. Hey, what's up, big man? Ready for the hardest battle of your life? Might as well. Ready? Ready. Let's jam. Alright! So as it turns out, the power of friendship is just a myth. I completely lost. An honorable death, but you know what? I had fun. I stood no chance against her monster of a team, but honestly, this was probably the most fun I've had in a Pokemon game in a while. Cynthia was tough. I got careless. I simply got duped. No one on my team could have worn everyone down. It was just impossible. That was until I brought out God Slayer, baby! Woo! Yeah! God Slayer supremacy, yeah! Let's go! Woo!